Hello, everyone. It is your favorite vegan bestie. I am back, Kalima Miss, aka Khay Vegan. So today is my day 3 of dining out while vegan, Japanese style, right? So on day 1, we talked about appetizers, and day 2, we talked about entrees. Now, today I'm gonna go into depth about some desserts and some drinks. But before I do that, if this is your first time here, my name again is Kalima, aka Khay Vegan, and I have been on this journey for 30 years. Not a vegan per se. When I say 30 years, I mean I went through the whole transition. The transition from eating meat to eliminating meat to just going from to the pescatarian diet to plant-based to vegan. So I know what it takes to fully transition. A lot of people think, oh, I just want to convert. And sometimes you might have your oops and you might have your bumps and your thumps. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay, because this is not a journey that you're supposed to master in one day. It takes time and it is a process. Now, for those who can immediately jump in because you are ready and your body is talking to you, your body saying that I don't like this food no more, I can't take it no more, or even if your body is rejecting, I believe that's a wonderful thing and you should be listening to your body. Let me tell you something. When it was time for me to convert from plant-based to vegan, and it's a secret. I didn't tell you how the secret yet, but I'm going to be dropping that. I'm going to be sharing more of that. When I when that happened to me, my body was ready. I felt like the Lord was just guiding me and saying, "Go ahead," because that's the next step. And then there's layers to veganism, but I just want to give you the basics because some people just be trying to go ham, and I'm not trying to overwhelm you. I just want to give you the steps so you can just get yourself started, right? So now it's going back to this Japanese menu. So I have my cheat sheet, guys. I use my cheat sheet. And let me tell you something too. There's nothing wrong with having your information up so you can make sure that you have it up properly. And for those who don't know me like that, like this is what I'm big on in my day job. I work with I'm in the HR field, and I'm very big on having a system, having your flow, having things up so you can see, because when you see stuff, it just helps you naturally just stay on task. And do you guys like my nails? You see my nails? They're so pretty, right? Look at my nails. Look at my nails, guys. Isn't that pretty? I love my nails. I don't get my nails done all the time, but I do love my nails. But not to get off track, I'm gonna get back on track, but I just wanted to elaborate real quick why systems and tools and things like that, those natures are really good to have and to set up, because we be trying to remember everything. I ain't trying to go off topic, but I was speaking with someone today and I said, what do you use to remind yourself? And he was like, my brain. And I was like, Lord, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Going back on task, guys. So let me get on to drinks, right? So when it comes to drinks, I know one of the popular drinks that's really popular in the Asian culture right now is those bubble drinks. So I'm sorry to bust your bubbles, but in those bubble drinks, they have regular milk in it. Depending on um, depending on where you go to, they might be able to customize it for you and make it with coconut milk. But then again, this is where I come in. You have to ask questions. You have to ask them, do they use a machine or is it by hand? And if they can use a separate spoon for you. You will be so amazed how these companies, they will all use the same spoon. You would think that if somebody order something oat milk or if they order with coconut milk, they should separate. They don't get it. Some places just don't get it. And you know what too? It's encouraging me to want to go out and educate these restaurants how that's important, because some people just they don't have that, they're not grasping the understanding. But like I said, these bubble milks contain regular milk. So you can ask them if they will be willing to customize for you and get coconut milk or oat milk. Most of the time they have coconut milk. They don't usually do oat milk, but you'd be surprised sometimes, right? So that's that, right? So when it comes to like teas, like green teas, And they have different flavors. Like this one restaurant that I like that's by me, they have different flavors. Like they got passion, they got mango, they got strawberry, they got dragon, they got taro, they got peach, they got pineapple, they got orange, and then they got this something that's called winter melon green tea. These are all good. These are just, ice green teas, right? And what I will say, most of these are okay. I would just say we just have to find out if they're using a syrup. I know it's a pain in the butt, right? But again, this is why I'm here to tell you this stuff. So sometimes in the syrup, like for example, people don't realize, like if you go to like Starbucks and you're getting like the caramel, do you know in caramel it's made with cream and it's made with milk? A lot of people don't know that. So that's why I said sometimes in these syrups, we just got to make sure that some of the ingredients. But me personally, I would just stay on the safe side. And again, too, some of these before I get to my what I want to say, some of these Japanese restaurants sometimes they may offer smoothies, and you already know, stay away. I don't even care if you got the banana or the orange one. It's still some type of cross contamination. So I'm going to tell you to keep it simple. Order you some water, some Sprite, some soda, or ginger ale. Keep it simple because there's so many stuff that can consume of those syrups. And then at the same time too, when they're making these smoothies in those blenders, we don't know if they have a separated one for, again, non-dairy versus dairy, or one that if they're using the blender, they just might go into the sink and just rinse it off and not thoroughly wash it. Child, I know, right? The things that you discover in these restaurants. So that's when it comes to the drinks. That's my recommendation. Now, right, when it comes to um, um, let's see. Even sometimes with these sodas, you gotta be careful. They be having all types of craps in there. When it comes to the desserts, I'm sorry to tell you, boo, but 10 times out of 10, you are very limited on desserts because they be having, look, I'm looking at it right now. They be having ice cream, fried ice cream, mochi, and then they got banana tempura. Now, banana tempura would have been great for you to have. But like I said, guess what? They're frying it, and they're frying it in the oil with other stuff. So that defeats the purpose, and that it doesn't make it vegan no more. So it's like, child, sometimes I just feel like, yeah. And I know after you guys hearing this too, you're like, you know what, Khay Vegan, we just gonna stay limited. And you know what, I also understand too. I feel bad because when you live in a smaller place, rural area, a lot of these restaurants are not educated about what vegan is, what it truly means. They're just thinking about the dish itself, but they're not thinking about, while preparing it, you know, what's around and what are they putting in it. So I just say, even though I'm giving you the bulk of it, if again, if you feel a little hesitant and you're not 100% sure about something, please do not be afraid to ask questions. And of course, you always know it doesn't matter if you if you're vegan or not. I always say, be polite to the waiters, and the cooks, because it's a learning process. There's a whole chain going around now, but people can see that people want to eat healthier. So that's a great thing that they are offering these accommodations, but I just think they have to know more thoroughly what vegan entails. And I'm just being transparent with you. A lot of times they throw the word vegan around when it's really plant-based. And like I said, if you're not sure what is the difference between plant-based and vegan, I have the link below. You will see that link below. So I want you to understand what is the difference between the two, right? So that's pretty much it with the drinks and the desserts. But I kind of want to end off and just telling you, while you're on this journey, while you're learning on this journey, I just want to tell you, please don't get discouraged. I do not get discouraged when I'm out there and about in those world. Like I even say this to you too. So even though we're talking about Japanese food, I just want to say this to you. to see what's around in your area. What food is around in your area? And also too, I have some tips for you if you're on the go and you need a snack. I will drop that in the link below as well too. So I'm pretty much ending with the Japanese phase and on what you can eat and what you cannot eat. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope this information was, and an influence to you. I hope you was able to grasp everything that I was saying to you. So I am coming back on Sunday with Chinese, right? And then after we do Chinese, I'm going to jump into Thai. How many people in here love Thai food? If you love Thai food, let me see you put a 1 in the comment that you love Thai food. I love Thai food, but just like Japanese food, Thai food, we have to be careful with that too. But you're gonna hear me going my ins and out with the rest of these countries in Asia. So again, I thank you guys for tuning in and listening to me. If you have any questions for me, please drop it below. I will gladly feel free to answer any questions you may have. Again, I thank you for all your love and support. And if you have anything that you want me to touch base on, I want you to drop that in the comment as well too, because I know, again, this vegan journey is not easy, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: if you live in a big metropolitan area, it gets a lot easier. Or if you're on the outskirts of like a big city, it gets a lot easier. And this is something that you can keep in mind when you want to dine out with your friends and family, or even just go out by yourself. At least you will know what's your go-to. So again, I am your girl Khay Vegan. Thank you for listening today, and I'll see you guys on Sunday.